This episode of the CloudCity Converse Podcast is sponsored by Holy Beans Coffee Shop. Holy Beans Coffee Shop is the only black female-owned sit-down coffee shop in Portland. Stop by Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. Give Shalimar a visit, hear about her amazing story, and enjoy some amazing coffee. Holy Beans Coffee Shop, where they offer purpose in a cup.
Yo. Fantastic. Yo. Hey, low. DJ Deuce Slow on the board. QAZ on the track, baby. That's how we get down. Give this nigga the mic. Pasadena, nigga. Holla. This hip-hop 101, so you best to get your lesson on. My street smarts is nice, is my business, what I'm checking on. Full metal jacket, my mind is my weapon on. My star screams like Transformers and Decepticons. Kicking up dust from the ground, then I'm stepping on. Relationship, shit, I just stopped stressing on. You ain't on my level, bitch, I got to keep pressing on. Gorilla Republic fitted, just get my funky fresh show.
Hey, what's up, brothers and sisters? Your man is back once again. I know it took a cool minute. This is, believe it or not the first episode of season 2, but this is the first episode of 2022, right? So our first episode of season 2 aired almost like a month or so back before Christmas with the homegirl Danica Della Rouge, my girl from up in Seattle. We talked about lucha wrestling and all that fun stuff. And in that conversation and in the prep for that conversation, I put out a little promo video talking about what I wanted to do with this season number 2 of the CloudCity Converse Podcast. And I wanted to talk about small business. I wanted to talk about entrepreneurship. I want to talk about independent wealth and things of that nature. And as I started thinking about that process and where I wanted to go with it, the first place I thought was home, right? So what I wanted to do is I reached out to my boy. So now we're going to run this interview right now. So y'all, if you would, join me in welcoming my man, Bigg Hailo. Hold on one second. Let me get the camera working for you. Boom. Too many technological things going on here. Boom. There we go. My man, Bigg Hailo. hit him with the Jamaican club horn, right? My man. What's up with it, Sherm? What's good? What's happening with you?
Oh man, what's love, mommy? You know what I'm saying? What's good? Man. Congratulations on the podcast, man.
Oh, man, okay, so for those who are listening and tuning in and watching, me and Sherman, okay, so we all have different nicknames, right? I call my man Sherm because his mama used to call him Sherman when I first met him, so it's stuck. He calls me Miz because as you're going through high school, you got all these different iterations of your personality, and it's all part of who we are, right? It's all puzzle pieces and what makes us who we are today. You know, I mean, I've been called many things, and depending on if Adrian's mad at me or not, I'm gonna be called many more things. You dig what I'm saying? But my man goes by Bigg Hailo affectionately now, of course, and we're going to get into that. But no, I do appreciate the congratulations on the podcast. I got something to show you and show the people that are out there tapping in that not too many people have seen just yet, because I am a little bit of a shill for myself. So yeah, you know, your boy went ahead and got the championship belt. So if you can see it here. You can see it here.
Congratulations, player.
See right there. Yeah. It is the CloudCity Converse Podcast Championship, of course. I got my Ghana flag on the side. And, you know, Cube said it really, really well one time back in the day. If I got to believe in something, why not believe in me?
Believe in me. Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and put this off to the side so we can get into the conversation while I'm dropping stuff and have some fun. But before we even get into that, can we toast it up one time for the fam?
Oh, yeah.
Toast it up one time for the mob. Yeah. I appreciate having you here. Bless up. Yes. My man. So it's funny because I wanted to get this podcast going when we had the Mobb weekend in Vegas. But yeah, that was a little bit different. We had a little bit of other stuff going on during that time.
It was way turned up.
Oh yeah, yeah, that time of fellowship and celebration with my brother.
Right.
How's things?
I was really happy I was able to immortalize the homies, you know what I'm saying? Because that had been a dream of mine to get all the fam. I wish I could have got all the fam. You know, some of the homies couldn't make it, but you know what I'm saying? The loved ones that was there really showed up and showed out. Oh, yeah. And it was you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was
I was like, man, I gotta get all my loved ones in the video.
Yeah. In that video, if y'all haven't seen it yet, I'll post a link to the video when I air this. When I air the episode, and also I'm gonna mix in some old school pictures. You know, the picture of me, you, and Cal at the senior picnic doing the shuffle, and then that one of my favorite pictures. It was me and you in Morovia. Lil Mark was super young. We took, I don't know if we took Amber, but I know we took Little Mark to this little Halloween pumpkin patch thing, right?
Yes.
And it's a picture of me and you posted up looking like young buckaroos back in the day, before the grays and all that.
I think I remember that picture because if I'm not mistaken, I might have had a Georgetown starter jacket.
You did have a Georgetown starter jacket, and I had my John Muir class of 1992 Letterman jacket on with the white Detroit Lions baseball hat, of course, for Deuce Foe, again, one of the monikers. But yeah, man, that was cool. Those were the days back home.
Those were the high top fade days, brother.
Oh, fam, you already know. The high top fade for you, and the curly juiced up, not even an S curl, it was a DeBarge curl for your boy.
Right.
And it's funny too, because all the fam back home is probably cracking up right now, digging through the yearbooks, looking up all that good stuff. So
right.
That's cool. Speaking of fam, how's mom doing? How's everybody back home?
Mom's doing good. I know, no family situation. Just had a cousin pass, and
sorry about that, bro.
A couple weeks ago, and now my grandmother, she's in ICU, and we wishing her well. But these are some days that we going through it, but everybody's in good spirits. You know what I'm saying? So.
And that's one of the things, man, that we talk about offline, and it's all good to share with the people because, we are unfiltered, unscripted, and unapologetic. The thing is, man, life has a way of showing you who's in charge, right? I mean, we all know we got a day. We don't know. No man knows the day or the appointed hour. So that's what makes living life to the fullest so important, right? One of the things.
And you get reminders along the way.
That's what I'm saying. And one of the things that was a stark reminder for me was this whole COVID thing, right? Not necessarily being stuck in the house, because I love being at home with my family, but the way people were just dropping like flies left and right. And people that we know, I mean, not necessarily COVID, but we lost Big Chip this past year, right?
Yes.
And a lot of folks back home, and people are dealing with grief and loss. And to me, it just makes these relationships like what we have, the brotherhood that we have, so important to me. You know what I'm saying? Right. Maintaining. Because when I think back and I look back to home and I look back to the Mobb and think about you and all the brothers and the sisters, we haven't lost a single one. God has been blessing us over the years. Yeah. Now, we've lost some close friends, but we haven't lost any of the brotherhood. You know what I mean? And close with Sean, obviously with the accident, but now even more, we got Cal back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We got Loom back. On this side of the wall and out, not just living but thriving. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it's just a reminder. And you talked about the wrestling thing, man. Make the most out of every day. Don't sit around with regrets, thinking woulda, shoulda, coulda, because at a certain point, that woulda, shoulda, coulda gonna be in the past.
Be in the past. Yeah.
I mean, we're 47 years old, fam. And look, though, 47 still looking right. Come on,
man.
Stop playing.
I think about it every day, when I'm looking at my 2-year-old.
Right.
I got a 28, 29-year-old, about to be 30. Then I got a 2-year-old.
Right.
And I got a 5-year-old grandson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the generation gap in between is, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's real crazy. But, just watching a 2-year-old right now at this point during this pandemic, and she's trying to adjust to being social, just because for a long time, all she knew was me and her mom, because pandemic, she couldn't be around nobody. She couldn't, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's a lot of pandemic children out there who are kind of either lacking social skills or haven't developed them just yet because they had to be away from everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And what are you guys doing now with her to get her socialized? Because she's 2, Cruzy's a year and a half, right? She plays with her cousin. She likes going outside, and we take her places, but we're very selective. We like going to dinner. You know what I'm saying? You know me, I'm going to love me some Mexican food, right? So we like taking her out. She loves the music. She loves the people, the atmosphere. But it's like, is it safe? You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things. I see you and the baby out, you know what I'm saying, at the park, repping and doing the stuff. Like, what kind of stuff are you guys doing to help her, like, acclimate to the new world the way it is?
Well, basically, you know, we just started this, but at first it was just trying to just keep her motivated and wanting to learn. And so we'll go to the park. There's not a lot of people at the park. It's still just us, but she see others.
Right.
But for a long time, when people come around, she wasn't feeling it. She hit you with the bye-bye. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go on with it.
You need to dip or we need to dip. Just bye-bye.
Yeah, somebody out, because I'm not feeling this. Yeah, no.
We both need to be out. Like, go your way, we go ours,
right.
You know. And then after a while, like about 1.5, we decided, my wife, because I might have been out of town handling something. My wife decided, she was like, you know what? We going to the mall. So at the mall, there is, you know, like Santa Anita Mall and Arcade, they have like almost 3 play areas. They got one outside upstairs.
Yeah.
They got 2 downstairs. Then they got one you got to pay to go play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude. So we took her over there, and at first she was a little standoffish, but then she started getting curious. Other children, you know, they started interacting. Mm-hmm. And now she go out there, and then we just took her to Victory Park not too long ago. Victory Park is, you know me, I'm like, take them to the park. It's an open field. They can run, or we can go to the playground.
Right.
And good.
Right.
Because right now, if I'm running, it's a chore. As soon as she hit the ground, her feet run.
Yeah, she moving. And you playing catch up.
I'm playing catch up. I'm fast walking. I'm trotting.
Trotting and huffing and puffing. Yeah. It's like
keep up.
It's like we at a different stage. We always used to say, I ain't gonna run, Goldie, because I ain't no track star. And now you ain't got no choice. You ain't running from. We used to run from. Now we chasing down. The big difference. That's a big difference.
But to really piggyback on that right there kind of broke the ice. And then when my daughter and grandson came to visit for Christmas vacation, she started to get acclimated to actually being around others more so. Yeah. And then she started getting a little more acclimated to being social. I just took, you know, then we went to San Diego Zoo. She likes the interaction with the, you know, the animals. Some animals really freak her out, you know what I'm saying? But the little bitty goats kind of freak me out too, because when you look at their face, they look kind of crazy.
Yeah, they'll bump you. They'll ram you for sure. They don't know they little bitty. They think they some thugs.
Yeah.
They like chihuahuas. They chihuahua goats.
Right. So, you know, after that, now she's like, kid come around. She's like, hey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's dope.
How you doing? So, you know, slowly but surely, you know, y'all can start at the mall. They got little play areas, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're there, you're supervising because it's a dangerous time too. And right now, I don't know, people's minds be on something totally different nowadays.
On some other stuff.
Yeah. And I don't know.
Some other stuff.
It's really, you know, it throws me off. So I'm very protective. Sometimes I might be a little overprotective. You know, I want her not to be scared, just to be aware. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's a fine line when you're dad and you see and you know everything going.
And the thing is too, man, like, right, because we've been through this already, right? Mark and Amber, little Mark and Amber, the same age. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We were learning that part together at the same time.
Right.
At the same. We're not like Jarmel. We're not gonna act like we don't have kids. We know Jarmel got kids, right? Probably got way more than all of us. As nasty as he was. What up, Mel D? Shout out. But yeah, we were raising our kids, my son and your daughter, at the same time, right? And right out of high school, and we was trying to figure it out, learn the rights and wrongs, ins and outs, baby mama drama, all that stuff. But we stayed and we did our thing. So kudos to you. One more time for that one. Cheers, fam. Cheers. Cheers to the single pops out there that stayed. Right. Each and every one. Pill, you know what I'm saying? LV, man, Works, the whole fam. Yep. So let's talk. Man, let's talk about. That was a cool little icebreaker and stuff. Because again, you log into the podcast, you kind of know what you're gonna get at this point, right? It's season 2. This is just some conversations we would have sitting around a pool, playing dominoes, having some drinks, and enjoying life and enjoying each other's company. But topically, I wanted to talk to you about business, right? Me and you have been hustlers since day one, right? I've always been a corporate hustle grind type dude, finding a way, but always having some side hustle. I mean, the CloudCity Converse Podcast is a side hustle. Pro wrestling is a side hustle. It keeps me busy, right? Idle hands are the devil's playground, right? And I need to stay busy so I stay out of trouble. You've always had a grind about you that's different than most, right? Not outside the mob, because we all, like-minded individuals, but a different grind, a different hustle. Talk with us a little bit about, let's go with the music first, right? Because chronologically, and again, 47, probably take too many shots to the head, not shots, but shots to the head. Right. And the timeline might be a little askewed, so correct me. But if you want to start, let's talk a little bit about the music. We can go all the way back to Hens T Square if you want to, or go back even further than that to the E-Bar, and then how that progressed into you starting to work with Rob Love and Guerrilla Republic, and how that developed and went into Team Bigg Hailo Apparel, and let the people know just a little bit about your grind and your hustle. I'm gonna shut up and sip a little bit and let you have the stage, fam.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, brother. Well, basically, we can start with going like back home to Cleveland, Ohio. Growing up, I had like 9 uncles, 3 aunts, and this was just on my father's side. Yeah. And we had nothing but cousins. We didn't have friends. We all had cousins. It was like almost like 13 of us, all at grade.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so then further on, I used to, then I moved out here with Mom Dukes, moving around. Then moved back to Cleveland, and I used to go to my cousin.
Real quick, are you on the phone or on the computer?
On the phone.
Can you scoot back just a little bit? Yeah, just scoot your body back just a little bit, because that way you stay in frame and it looks right. Yeah, matter of fact, stand up real quick, and then because I want people to see your shirt, right? So back up just a shade. So just get a look at that, folks, and we're going to come back to that piece. But I want you to see what it says. It says, "I know who I am, and I'm at peace with my dopeness," right? And that's a quote. All right, go ahead and sit down and chill. Like I said, just angle back just a little bit, because I don't want we missing the whole ambiance. You dig what I'm saying? But okay. You're good, fam. Go ahead on. Finish up.
I'm there.
Yeah, perfect,
okay.
perfect.
So, like a lot of young kids from our era, we would go visit. We would go visit Pops for the summer. Come and live with Moms, you know what I'm saying? So 6th grade, I actually went and lived with Pops. Yeah. And he used to take me everywhere, and I had a cousin who was into hip hop.
Okay.
And I think the first song he played for me was because I used to hear hip hop all the time beforehand. Mm-hmm. Like cats be pop locking on Big Chuck and Lil Jon, that show back in the day, horror shows, late night.
Right.
But then in the intermission, they be having pop locking and stuff like that.
Okay.
Watch that, and then all of a sudden, we went to a wedding with my pops. His friend was getting married or something. They was playing, and I heard Sucker MC come on.
Ooh, come on now. Yep.
Oh, I was like, what is that?
Yep.
What is that? And then after that, I would go to my cousin Andre's house, I got two cousins named Andre. One that just passed and another cousin on my father's side.
Okay.
Now, Andre, he was a hip-hop head as well.
Yeah.
And he played basketball. Mm-hmm. And he hit me to, first time I heard Salt and Pepper.
Okay.
I take, yo, man. And then push it.
Yep.
They used to just pump that, and he would be breakdancing or trying to learn in the living room.
Yeah.
And so me and my cousins, we used to tumble. Like we was some bad little dudes. We would tumble and battle other families, crews, or whatever. We'd be doing backflips off of garages onto ground.
Yeah.
We was like young superheroes, but we didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a actress, it's on. That is the gymnast.
Right. Didn't nobody need nobody's gym membership, no tumbling classes. Right. We finna flip. Right. No pool. We about to flip.
That was mattress?
Right.
We hitting double text, all that.
Love it.
Right on to the concrete. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so
knees, that's why you can't run now. Them double tucks.
Knees, boy.
Them knees, boy.
Some more your too. Yeah.
Stupid. Ass oil to me. Yeah. I'm mixing up right now too. You got me over here laughing right now. Go ahead on. So the hip hop.
Yeah. So me, I used to tumble. So when my cousin was breakdancing, windmilling, and spinning, then I incorporated my tumbling with that, and then I got real nice.
Okay.
And then I really got into hip hop, and then when I came out to Cali, I just was immersed in like hip hop. My mom used to take me to. She had a best friend named Mary Watson. She, rest in peace, she passed, but her sons were a little bit older, and they used to DJ and stuff, and they liked me because I used to break, and I was a funny little kid.
Right.
But I was tough as nails, though. You know what I'm saying? So
no doubt.
And I used to tumble and break all the time, and so they actually would take me around with them. I don't know if it was, you know what I'm saying, how you take the little homie and then you knock to the chicks or whatever. I don't know. Whatever it was, I'd be like, this is my chance to show what I can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Halloween dance, they threw this Halloween party. I was breaking. Everybody was loving it. Then they took me to the grand opening on Colorado and Hill. It was Yoshinoya.
Okay.
It was a grand.
Yeah. Right across from CC.
Yeah, right across from CC. And they had a whole big, they had a stage breakdancing. They had Pop and Taco from Breaking the Beach Street and stuff like that, and Oz and stuff. And then it was everybody who was everybody to go up on stage. And I was a little dude, I was scared, but I jumped out on there and I did what I did, and the crowd went crazy.
Let's go.
And after that, I was b-boyed out.
Man.
And then
what year was that? Like what, 85? No, it couldn't be 85 because we would have been in maybe so, in the 5th grade. What you think?
Yeah.
87? You was at Wilson, right?
Yeah, 5th grade.
Yeah.
Because
85, 86.
6th grade, I was in Cleveland. 7th grade, I went to Washington Middle School.
Okay.
And that's when I met all the homies.
So okay, cool. So
yeah,
so the b-boy lifestyle. You hear your girl Cruzy out there skating around on her little B, crashing into the door because I don't care what I'm doing. She knows that she is the queen of this whole household.
She is.
And bro, she
I'm gonna fall in line.
I'm saying. And it's like, it's a whole 10:26 right now. She's like, I don't know why y'all acting like y'all tired.
Right.
It's party time. You need to cut that right out. It's party time. So yeah, the b-boy thing, I dig that. So sucking MCs for sure. What was the first rhyme that you heard? The first rhyme that you heard that made you put pen to paper or pencil to paper or pencil to the back of a peachy notebook? You heard me? That you was like, I need to do this. There's something in me that needs to be said and everybody got to hear it.
It's like two instances.
Okay.
It's a beat.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beat. First it was the beat and the song because the beat was so hard.
Okay.
It was Fly Girl.
Oh, come on.
Fly girl. Fly girl.
Yep.
Fly girl.
Boy, yeah. Man, you take everybody back.
Look, okay. Let me. Okay. This is so important to the story. Okay, check. Okay. Like it's always been me and Mom Dukes, right? So when I was in grade, I spent the year out there with my father, and I went to school out there. I went to was it Alexander the Great? That was the name of the school. Mm-hmm. It was 2 dogs next door. I either could take the long way around, or every day I got to get chased by the 2 dogs to my house. Guaranteed. As soon as I get past the house, they trot,
they on you,
and then they run.
They was at that ass. I know that's right. Yeah.
That's where I got my speed.
That's where you got your speed from, running from them damn dogs. I know that's right.
And so it was that Christmas that I didn't get to spend with her.
Okay.
And so he was like, "What
she
you
was busy running from these damn dogs."
I was running from the dogs. So when she was like, "Okay, you get one big gift." You know, she sent me some gear, but she said, "You get one gift. What do you want?" And at that time, you know, the gift you always wanted.
Oh, come on, the boombox.
Thank you.
Oh, I already know. Cause my Uncle Sonny took me down to the Rose Meat Swap Meet, and I got my first ghetto blaster there, and walked up out of there with a ghetto blaster on my shoulder that was bigger than me, and Eazy-E radio 12-inch.
Wow.
And I need to find that joint. I don't have it anymore, unfortunately. I still have most of my records. I have the ones we used to freestyle over. The instrumental beat to California.
Oh, that's dope. Yes.
Yeah, when I was living down there by Cease. Come on, bro. Anyway, it's your time. My bad. Carry on.
It's all good. So when I got that, and then my cousin, who introduced me to like the essence of the hip hop, he gave me a tape, and I listened to everything, front to back. It was a radio station out there that used to play new stuff all the time. But I remember the Boogie Boys, the Drink, Fly Girl, the beat, and then when LL Cool J had my radio out.
Come on. Yeah.
See, everybody was going off of Rock the Bells. To be honest, my radio was the one that had me. The doo-wop, the way he was flipping the doo-wop, and then he had my radio on there, and then, oh man, that right there.
Do you remember your first rhyme?
Do I remember my first rhyme?
It's a long time ago.
Damn.
We're gonna have to do a part 2 of the podcast.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, man, I got it.
It's somewhere there.
Yeah.
When I say,
here we go.
Nah. I do remember it, but we might have to do a part 2.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Because I remember what made me fall in love with hip hop. It's funny, we was just watching Brown Sugar the other day. And that movie did such a good job. That movie did such a good job of sparking that love again. I mean, the love ain't never went nowhere, but life happens, right? But I remember for me, it was 1986-ish. That's when me and Semaine was like kicking it hard. Like every doggone weekend I was up there with him and Artie and Renee and Moms and them damn fucking Rottweilers. But we used to be in this room listening to Dougie Fresh, the show. And I remember listening to the show, and I got hooked, and we just listened. We listened on K-Day, right? You remember, we had to flip the radio, the clock radio over, upside down, put it in the window so you get good reception.
Yeah,
and every time now when I hear the show come on, I'll stop what I'm doing, and I just sit and rest in that moment and reminisce on what it was like back in the day, listening to the show.
That's dope. And that's funny. Let me piggyback on that.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Come on.
I was in 6th grade. We was in the lunchroom. It was a young man, a young dude. He brought his boombox and he hit play, and the show came on, and we ain't never heard nothing like it because it was like dun 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 dun.
Right.
Dun. And then we had a homeboy named, his name was Rob. Mm-hmm. And he could beatbox, like you'll hear the bass down the hall. Because we used to have beatbox battles.
Oh, no doubt.
And I'm rhyming. So I would be rhyming. So that's when I started rhyming. But when they played that, we was like, what in the world? And I remember because the young man, he got sent to the principal's office. They had this big pattern and it had holes in it. Ooh, boy.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. Man, good memories, man. Good memories.
And, but that right there set the tone. I was like, wow. And that's when I started rhyming because the homie used to beatbox and I used to rhyme. Then I came out here and was in Washington, and I remember my homeboy named Michael Turner. He was cool. He was gangster. He was known for big cats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he had an L beatbox and it had bass. And he'd be beatboxing in class and I'll be rapping. He's like, come on, and I'll be rapping. And then after that, but around that time, I got introduced to West Coast hip hop when I came. Everything hit me all at once.
Yeah, no doubt.
First time I heard Eazy-E, Boys in the Hood, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, what is this?
Yeah. It's so dope because I think that's around the time, and it's a trip, dude, because I think about our collective journey, right? Our collective journey. And now because we have small kids, and grandkids and adult children, I spend a lot of time sounding like my pops with the back in my day type. Right. But the thing is, when you think about our day coming up in the 80s, coming into our own in the 90s, right? Graduating high school in 92 and becoming young men and young parents, right? In 92. And raising our kids in the late 90s and the early 2000s. Music was the soundtrack to everything, man. Music was the soundtrack. Because if you think about it, bro, like we talk about Works and we talk about Papoose, right? And we got our little inside jokes about Papoose and Works. But when it comes down to it, though, the music imprints on our soul. Because if you think about it, I think back when the pandemic first hit and I was doing, doing a house arrest house parties, right? When I was DJing in the garage. I didn't even tell you somebody broke in my shed. They ain't even broke in my shed. They walked in my shed and stole my damn stuff. But
what?
Yeah, it's all good. They can't keep a player down. I've been having that itch. I'm scratching my leg right now. I told Adrian, I was like, I think I might have to go get some more stuff. But anyway, when I was doing the house arrest house party, I did one whole Saturday dedicated to the year of 1988 and all the music that came out in 1988, right? Man, Eric B. and Rakim had a release. The Paid in Full album came out in 1988. Bobby Brown came out in 1988. EPMD came out in 1980. There were so many records that came out in 1988. All R&B genres, all hip-hop. Sade had an album in 88. 1988, fam. When we were graduating from middle school, going into high school, that summer hit us with so much music now that is even still stuck with us in our spirit and our soul. Because when I play some of the stuff now for Cruzy, she be bouncing and bobbing. I play it for the kids, man. You know what I'm saying? They listen to it. And music has always been a big part of our lives, right? Drum section, producing, working with Quaz. The first time we all heard ourselves on a tape, right? And then let's fast forward now to your first show. The first shows that you've done. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about your music career. I want to talk about the shows you've done. I want to talk about your most current project and how that project led to Team Bigg Hailo Apparel. And again, I don't want to, and we might have to bounce around a little bit because this is what we do. I knew this is what was going to happen. That's why it's unscripted. We just go with the flow. And if somebody ain't tracking with us, then you ain't got to listen. This ain't for you. It's all good. Swipe to the left and keep on pushing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be offended. It's all good. Look, I'm not going to be offended. I still got the strap, so it's all good. You can move on, right? This is me and my boy having a good conversation over some good liquor. So
hey, look.
Yeah.
I got my champion joint right here.
Ooh, come on now. Not the old school composition, but And look, I would say I got mine too, but this is work stuff with all these tabs because I can't rap. I'm not the rapper. Like Easy said in that movie, I'm not the rapper. There's your rapper. I just hit record and Control Alt Delete, and I could mix some stuff down. But
I will say this though.
Come with it.
Blessings to you, brother, because you're the reason. One of the reasons why I'm still pushing, because I recorded my first song with you. The first 2 songs.
Yeah. And I'm gonna use them beats. I'm gonna use them beats too for the instrumental bed under this. If people are listening now, once this thing is mixed and mastered, the music you hear in the bed is the first couple joints that me and H did together.
Man,
that's back,
great bus,
bro.
All the way up there.
Yeah. And man, we had some fun too, boy. We had some fun. That was a lot of fun. That was a good time.
Man.
You was like, come on in here and do this hook for me. I'm like, man, I ain't doing no hook. I said, watch out. Let me get in there and do this hook right quick.
Yeah, you fell right into it, man.
Yeah, it's all cool. Yeah.
But my very first show I did was a talent show.
Okay.
I was in maybe 9th grade, 9th, 10th grade up in here, and a talent show. And I was so nervous. It was just me, and I just wanted to get through it because I said I was going to do it.
Yep.
And I just didn't want to forget my lyrics, and I just didn't want to mess up. I really wasn't tripping on the performance because I didn't know about the performance. Just don't forget your lyrics.
Yeah.
And I was. Well, we got a word for it now. It was what you call it when you? They have a word for it now. I forget. I'll come back to it. Anyway.
Yeah, no
but it's when you really, really nervous or you really
shook
something.
Yeah.
And so, but I got through it. And then the next show came up and I did it again, and I had the homegirl because it was supposed to be Aretha, Crystal, and Nadia.
Okay.
But I think Aretha couldn't do it. I think her mom.
They was your background dancers.
And Nadia and Crystal, I believe, was my Nadia, Crystal, and Toya.
Okay.
I believe I had 3. They was my backup dancers, and I had the mic, and then it was dope. And the rap was called A Little History.
Okay.
And it was all about, because I was in between conscious, and I was like in between De La Soul and Easy E. So you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, that eternal battle that we all dealt with, right?
Yeah.
Of trying to be conscious in the 90s when brothers was walking around wearing African medallions, and oh my God, if I still have my African medallion, right? The leather African medallions that the House brothers was wearing. And then we was conscious and responsible, but we was a little too hood too though. Right? Because we kind of like getting dusty. We kind of like getting dusty. Just a little bit.
I mean, we still went down to the Shaw. We are the era of the Shaw. Well, the Shaw really was.
Yeah.
And the essence of Crenshaw.
Yeah. And for those, let me pause and say that real quick. For those who are uninformed, right? Okay. Some of the folks up here in the Pacific Northwest and other areas, even my man Mike is going to be hearing this in Ghana, Africa, which is super legit, right, that the podcast is airing in Africa. I mean, thank God for the internet and the time we're living in. The Shaw, Crenshaw Boulevard, if y'all saw Boys in the Hood with Ice Cube and all of his homies, Regina King, all of them was down there on the Shaw, and there was a shootout. Crenshaw Boulevard in Los Angeles back in the day, much like Freaknik in Atlanta back in the day, was the place to be. The Shaw was a Friday night, Saturday night thing. You would call it now just cruising, right? Vancouver, they call it cruising the gut or whatever, where you out, you seeing who could see you, basically is what it is. But you were in your car, right? And that's where you would pull over, you would hang out, you would play your music, you would pick up on the young ladies, you would have some conversations. And then 9 out of 10, it gets shot up and you'd have to get the hell up out of LA quick, get on that 110 North fast, back to Pasadena where it was safe.
Where it was safe. All the lowriders was out there. You had the lowrider, the Bug Club.
Yeah. Oh my God,
you had
bro.
The Z28 Club, the Z Club.
Yep.
You had
the Nissan trucks. Everything that they rapped about back then, you could see on Crenshaw Boulevard.
We actually lived it. So when we hear West Coast stuff, there was no real videos out there like that. But we were living it. We see it every day. It's a part of our day life. Yeah. You know, and Sundays on
Crenshaw. So if you guys want to know what it was like, what we're talking about, go to the scene at Boys in the Hood where they're hanging out on Crenshaw and they talking all that talk and they talking about stars, moons, and quasars and all that stuff right before it got shot up. And that's legit. John Singleton documented real life in that scene right there. Man, for real. Man, good old days. So let's talk about LA. Let's talk about LA a little bit. Now, Pasadena, for those that don't know, Pasadena is a suburb of Los Angeles. But Pasadena is its own little pocket, as I call it, of magic. The Rose Bowl is located there. Colorado Boulevard with the New Year's Day parade. Rose Parade is there. And we got into a lot of shenanigans back home. And, you know, Pasadena is still home. I don't care how many years I've been here in Washington or what city I lived in prior to moving up here in 2001. Pasadena is still home. My family home is still in Pasadena on Hill and Atchison. And Harkness is always going to be home because that's where I broke my hand. That's where my family supported me when I needed you the most. That's where we got hemmed up by the police for being a gang, and we was the John Muir track team, right? And we, you know, having BB guns under the seat because we was young and dumb and doing stupid stuff and living life and experiencing, you know, what it's like to grow up with friends that are family, Pac-Man Arcade, things of that nature. Let's talk about LA. Let's talk about the E-Bar, right? Was the E-Bar in LA?
No, E-Bar was in Old Town Pasadena.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead. Let's talk about the E-Bar. Because that was your first show, right?
E-Bar, no, check this out.
Okay, come with it.
This so dope. Okay, when I was doing talent shows, but out of all the crew, I was like the only MC out the crew until we linked up with my boy, he was Shiesty's Black Joker then.
Yeah, but, come on with it. Yo, Mike Williams, shout out, but my man Fireworks. What up?
Yep. And we was like the MCs, but I had different pockets of crews because different crews couldn't really hang with different crews. Some crews didn't relate. Some crews you might like, they're a little weird or they're a little funny, but they roll out this way, and this is, you know, linked in.
And you know what it was, though, right?
Right.
It was all about the ladies. It all came down to the ladies. Because without the ladies, it was cool. In middle school, we was all hanging out. Middle school at Elliott, at Washington, at Wilson, everybody was cool. We got to Mir, and that testosterone kicked in. Anyway, go ahead on. Let me stop before I get myself in trouble.
So it's about, I say, maybe 6th grade.
Yeah.
At the after hours. It was an after hours spot in Old Town. I got word. It was like, yo, it's a freestyle spot called the E-Bar.
Okay.
It's after we in high school. We getting out past 11.
That's what I'm saying, because Mobbs was not having it and Pops for sure wasn't having it.
Look, check this out. This is where I was blessed that kind of, because, see, the problem was, okay, let me just break this down.
Come on with it.
Let me break this down for you. One of the major reasons why I didn't get into like a lot of trouble is because my mom worked in the emergency room. She was like at the front desk or whatever. And so I didn't want her to see her son be the first one to see me rolled in there.
So bloody.
I could stay out of the way of like real trouble. Because I never wanted to hurt my mom that way. And I knew that would just shatter her to pieces. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so I kind of stayed out of like real trouble. I got into some trouble, but I tried my best to stay out of real trouble. And real trouble, even if you not in the trouble, if you are around the trouble will find you.
Oh, especially back home. Especially back home.
Innocently. You be chilling. Next thing you know.
Yeah, you're hitting it back with a 40 bottle. And it's funny, too. Yeah, it's speaking on that. 'Cause how many house parties got shot up? How many times? I mean, God has been so good to us, bro. To be living still and having this conversation right now on February the 5th, 2020. 2022, my bad. Yeah, 2022. The Charles Woodson whiskey is talking to your boy. But shout out real quick. Oh, bro. All right, fam. Bro.
Ripping through the leaves above my head like, oh, I'm not low enough.
Sure. Prom. When we left prom, they were shooting up out in front of the car when we left prom.
Wow.
Me and Donna in the front seat, Sean and Ron in the back seat. We was up out of there. They was dumping. Pop, pop, pop. Why? Because we had to do prom in LA. Anyway. But real quick, before we move on to the music thing, we have 44 minutes already, fam. So it's going to be a solid hour plus, and that's cool. Shout out to Mom Dukes, my girl. You talk about rolling into the hospital bloody and not wanting to do that. Who was the first fool and probably the second fool rolling into the... Why are you laughing, you jerk? Rolling up into the hospital bloody.
We talked about this last week.
That's so dope, my girl.
That's why I'm laughing, because we just had this.
Bro, so what was it? It was 92.
What makes Mark hit the sign with this?
So it was 92. This is a story that only a select few know and will know. I will not put this out on the podcast. It's one of those, if you know, then you know. So right. There's a reason why I have this nice, there's the camera right there, this nice scar on my knuckle, right? And I finally, there it is, that's a good look at it, right? They actually told me, your knuckle's not broken, but you got a BB in your hand. Yeah, I know that. Can you just stitch me up so I can go home? But anyway, shout out and respect to Mom's Dukes, because she was always there. She always had my back. Not only that one, but when this scar, you can't even see that one. When that one came into play, that was 94. I think I was back. I was driving in Lub, and Cal was in the Army, and he was down. And that's when we was playing football over at Elliott. It started out to be a touch football game. And then when the lady showed up, it turned into aggressive testosterone tackle. And I realized that Tark Strong's name is Strong for a reason.
Right, yeah.
His head is hard. Yeah. And he does not, anyway, long story. But yeah, that's the second time we rode up into the hospital, all bloody, and Miles was there. God bless her, man. Yeah. I love you, mother.
Got you, huh? Let me walk you straight to where you need to be. You know what I mean?
I'm tearing up thinking about it. And the folks out there, listen, when they say it takes a village, it takes a village. It takes Sherm's moms. It takes Kane's mom's, Doretha. It takes my pops. It takes Georgia. It takes Heather. You know what I'm saying? It takes Rhonda's moms. You know what I'm saying? It takes LV's pops and moms. Rest her soul. It takes a village to raise a bunch of very aggressive, loving, caring, sensitive young men to become men, right? And I think too, a man, each and every one of us, bro, each and every one of us, if you looked at LV's pops when we showed up at the wedding, right? Man, Jarmel's mom's and grandmother, right? My grandmother, you know what I'm saying? If you look in their eyes, they still have the love and respect for us, bro. And I'm like legit shedding a tear just thinking about it, because we've been through so much. So much in so many years, and there's not a lot of cats that are still as close as we are to be able to tell each other that we love each other. Be there for Cal's wedding, you know what I'm saying, with Cal touchdown, for the Mobb weekend that LV put on for us all, you know what I'm saying, and to be there, to stand there when I got married, man, you know what I'm saying, to be there when Works was in the hospital, you know what I'm saying. We've been through so much. When Cal went in, when Cal touched down, you know what I'm saying. I mean, God has been good to us, so. We'll at one point we'll do a podcast, hopefully with as many of us as we can get, that we was trying to do in Vegas, but we just gonna make sure we don't drink as much as we drank. And we could actually get it out. But it was good. It was good. This whole episode was supposed to be, bro.
This was supposed to be props.
Right. Man. Anyway, this whole episode was supposed to be about small business. Let's talk about, it turned out to be a reminiscence session, which is cool.
You already knew what it was going to be.
Yeah, I knew what it was going to be. I knew what it was going to turn out.
Let me see if I can sum something.
Come on.
Okay. So, from Cleveland, then to Pasadena, and then from breakdancing, and then from talent shows, and then from talent shows to the E-Bar. Now, when I got to the E-Bar, I never seen anything like it. It looked like Yo MTV Raps.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no
and
doubt.
if you didn't have, and you checking out everybody, and some cats really controlling the mic, and they letting you know if you ain't got no skills, don't grab the mic. And sometimes you had to fight for the mic.
Yeah.
Sometimes you really had to fight for the mic. And you know what I'm saying? I had some homies that scooped me up, be like, H, Big Dame. Blessings, peace out to Big Dame. Big Dame used to come scoop me up. Yo, H, let's roll out. Let's go to the after hours. The only reason why I was able to go to the after hours is because moms work graveyard shift at the hospital.
Yeah, while we was out there being stupid, knowing we was going to end up in the hospital, who was there? Moms. Yeah.
She was working graveyard shift. So Big Dame would come scoop me. H, mom's dip. All right, I'll be down there. They come down there. We got Big Doja, you know, but our Doja was, what Cat Williams say, regularly.
Right.
It wasn't that super bomb, nothing.
Right.
We would go, and it'd be so many like inner city celebrities who others even became famous. Like, you know, you might have you'll have Madcap in there, you'll have Che in there, you'll have Reinhard Renard, which is he has a podcast. It's called, he's gonna hate me because it'll come to me.
You get a pass, we all.
Yeah. You had Mock, you had Quaj, you had my homegirl, Halinka, her sister is Helen. Mm-hmm. Helen was one of the first female MCs who I seen can hold her own and demolish male MCs.
Yeah. Like
she was serious.
Yeah.
You had DJs there, DJ Homicide, you had Broadway, you had I'm pretty sure the Licks used to come through.
Oh yeah, no doubt. You know, X used to be in Pasadena all the time.
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it was they had a film about Project Blowed, which is a freestyle spot, after hour spot that was in Los Angeles. Well, we had our own called the E-Bar. Mm-hmm. And we used to go back and forth. Matter of fact, we used to kind of battle each other every now and then. But, you know, Pasadena is very prideful. Oh, you know, we was like best at everything in our minds.
Yeah, no doubt.
And it's too, because if you look at the stats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the stats speak for themselves.
Yeah. And so, you know, but they had skill. And for me to be the one out the crew who used to go up there who rhymed, it was like, go H. All right, wherever I needed to go to rhyme, we go to this spot, that spot, I'm rhyming. Mm-hmm. Me, you, the Mobb used to go to a club called Clubhouse.
Oh yeah, Hollywood.
Back in the day, if you get there early enough and you nice, DJ Damu, I'll let you get on the mic and freestyle.
Yes, sir.
Before the club.
Yep.
I couldn't wait. I was like, nigga, we gotta get there early.
Yeah, you was getting there early to get on the mic. I was getting there early for something else.
Yeah. and then just getting on the mic in the club, and that right there just ignited a lot of things. But the only thing is, I really didn't have the ends for I didn't have the ends for studio time. I didn't have the ends or access to beats.
Right.
At that time, I was young. I ain't had no mom. She working her hard out. I'm trying to do as less as possible to bring any less stress on her. Trying to, you know what I'm saying, stay out of trouble as much as I can. But, you know, I'm still in it.
Yeah.
As long as she don't find out about what's going on, we good.
Yeah, for sure. Because she would have took that belt right to that ass.
Oh, shit.
Uh-huh.
She didn't play. She from the old school, baby.
Yeah. Man, when I come down, I'm coming down in March.
Nice.
I'm definitely gonna roll through, taking the girls to go see New Edition and Jodeci. So I roll by. Definitely go checking on moms. So let's talk about the music, right? Let's talk about the gear. We could kind of fast forward past Guerrilla Republic, but no disrespect, right? But just for time expediency's sake, I want to give you your time to talk about the Team Bigg Hailo Apparel, what it means, how it came about, because you were always talking about the fashion piece, right? We were all doing different things. I was always on some stuff like I want to build a recording studio. I want to make beats, and I want to do that. Engineering is more my forte versus making beats, right? We had cats that was making beats.
All of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, everything unfolds in a certain time, right? But I want to talk about your current project that's available now. I'll put a link to it at the tail end of this and play out, because the cool part is with your music, I don't have to worry about YouTube shutting me down because I'm playing stuff I got permission to play, right? But let's talk a little bit about your music, talk about how your project came together. Like I said, I'll put links to the videos and the music where people can support, but also want to get into the Team Bigg Hailo Apparel, because we are talking about, ideally, again, even though it's a reminiscence session, and again, you ain't with it, that's cool, click off, it's all good. If you tapped in, you understand what you're gonna get, right? When I launched the podcast and I fire it up. So we're gonna talk a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about your music. I want to talk a little bit about your Team Bigg Hailo Apparel, how you do what you do in ways that people can support. BIPOC, independent black business, the hustle, right? So I'm gonna leave it to you, bro.
Okay. Well, I can't really start my journey without actually saying something about Guerrilla Republic, because Guerrilla Republic opened the doors and opened my eyes to
big time.
Actually having your own brand.
Yeah.
Moving on your own pace. Moving, I remember my boy Rob Love, who started it with JL, he used to say, non-commercial, no compromise. Mm-hmm. You know, he was all about the grind.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And big time, real quick, my bad for cutting you off, bro. Big time shout out to Rob Love, because he, back in the day when cats were talking about doing stuff, he was doing stuff, right? Yeah. And stayed down, stayed true, and stayed cool. So nothing but respect for my man Rob Love.
Oh, for sure. And so him and JL, my boy JL, you know, because we go back in there, I seen the gear, I was like, yo, what's up, what's that? He was like, oh, this me and my boy gear, Guerrilla Republic. It had the AK on there, cool little mission statement on the back, and I love what it said about empowering the youth and educating the youth. I was like, yo, I can get that in stores. He was like, yo, you know what, H, a lot of people say that, man. He was like, you know, if you can do anything, you know what I'm saying? Because I know you hooked up with the clubs, because, you know, I was the man of the clubs back then.
Oh, yes, sir. We didn't even talk about club promotion. Man, we got to do a second episode.
Club promotion, I used to do Century Club, Key Club, House of Blues, Forbidden City, Dragonfly, Club Lingerie. I mean, you can go on for days still in the spot. But anyway, so I was like, yo, I can link you with the right people. And so one day, I'm on Melrose. I used to be on Melrose all the time, club promoting. I hit JL up. I'm at the store. I done went to 3 stores. I'm at the store with the owner of the stores. And I'm like, yo, get down here. He's like, yo, man, I'll be down there in 15 minutes. I was like, make sure you bring all the gear you can. Had them set up. 3 shops on Melrose in East LA. And then after that, a couple of spots in East LA. Then a hip hop artist by the name of Mortal Technique came in, bought up all the Guerrilla Republic joints.
Yes, sir.
Lo and behold, they was doing an expose in Playboy magazine. And he was like, yo, I'll only do the Latino men wearing hats. And he said, I'll only do the expose if I can wear my own shirt. He wore the Guerrilla Republic shirt. We're in our very first big thing was in Playboy magazine.
Yeah,
the Latino woman suited up with the Guerrilla Republic on. You know
everybody knows you read Playboy for the ads.
You turn in the page, you're going to see something.
Right. For sure. Go see something for sure.
You're going to see something. So anyway, after that, we was like, cool. And we was grinding. We was foot shoulders. I mean, we ain't had nothing. Like when I mean nothing, we ain't had nothing. Look, it was so gangster. I just wanted to show how much love we got.
Yeah.
Me and Mobb had designed the Guerrilla Republic jackets. I was like, yo, check this out. I'm going to make this real fast, but it's a great story.
No, go ahead, man. Take your time. Because like I said, if they don't like it, log off. I mean, I love your support. I'm not making any money off of this.
So me and Rob, he was like, yo, we used to roll on bikes doing our errands and stuff. I was like, yo, let's go to the club on our bikes.
Yeah.
And park in front. He was like, you crazy. I was like, nah, let's do it. So we had these Guerrilla Republic jackets on, we fresh to death. We roll up on our bikes, not motorcycles, bicycles. Link them up in front the club, walk straight to the front.
Yeah.
The security guard let us in. If people waiting, they was like, who is it?
For sure.
That felt so good. Me and Rob talked about that to this day.
Super dope.
But then, fast forward, I understood that I was putting in a lot of time and work and everything, but I didn't own the company.
Right.
I didn't part of the company. You know, he has my boy. He has a beautiful family, and I know he's saving, you know, the business for his family. So it was only right that I thought to myself, I need to create something for me, my own way. But I don't want it to seem like I'm taking from what's already there. So I have to, you know.
Sure.
So I was beating my brain trying to think of my own logo, my own, everything just came to me. My logo, I worked on it. I logged onto this one app and I started working on it, and then it just came to me and it stuck with me for years before I even did something with it. And I thought I might, you know, I might fall off on it like, it's all right, but it stuck with me very strong. So I did something with it. I started working on it, printing it up. Then all of a sudden, I was like, yo, I want to do an album. I'm tired of, I'm not waiting. I just got fed up. I was like, I'm not waiting for anybody else.
Right.
I'm going to pay for my own studio time. I'm writing everything, the beats. My homeboy, J Mad, yo, blessings, peace to God, J Mad. He slid me some beats. He slid me like a file that had like maybe 18 beats on them. I like rhymed on 10.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was love, and I always big him up. That was a true blessing. And he's a ill lyricist as well. And so, you know, I just knew that I needed to do a project. And then all of a sudden, I was a little turned off on hip hop for a while because I didn't like the way it was going. Where it was going.
Right.
But I started seeing how the police was acting and how they was doing us and unarmed and they still being aggressive and so I was like, yo, I got something to say. And I talked to my homeboy. I told him exactly how I wanted the beat. I even beatboxed it out, told him how I wanted it, did all the intricacy, wrote it, did a video for it. Yo, it's so powerful what's going on with Gardner and it was just very impactful. And then next thing you know, I'm in the studio again. I'm 3 songs in. Next thing you know, I'm 8 songs in. Now I'm saying,
right. Now you got a whole doggone project.
Yeah, a whole project. And, you know, and it was good for me to complete something when I sent it in to get it pressed up and I got open.
Yeah.
And you get it and you're lucky. I don't have it right with me, but it is right there. But when I had it in my hand, oh man, it felt so good. It's like a dream come true.
And it's dope. Yeah, and it's dope when you think about it, and that's why I love the format of this podcast, man. If this wasn't my podcast, I'd be a fan anyway. But if you think about everything we talked about for the last hour and change, the journey, right, where you fall in love with hip hop, where you see it, you hear your first rhyme, you hear that first beat, that boom boom cat, boom cat, boom cat, boom boom cat, boom boom cat, boom cat, the whatever it is that speaks to you is bobbing your head right now. You know what I'm saying? And it over the years, and everything comes in its own perfect time, right? Because we tried, right? We tried. Me and you, we used to freestyle, like I said, over that California instrumental when I was living over there on Sierra Bonita and you was living on Harkness. That's around the time when it was me and Ron, the roommate, and Lil Mark was staying right before Adrian came back into the picture. We was over there freestyling, doing our thing. And music has always been an integral part of who we are. From drum section to getting on the hustle beat with Quaz, where we all had our first time to be on tape, right? To having your first CD come out, and which is now still available and still a banger. And if you are sick, brothers and sisters, here, let me go to the solo cam real quick. I'm gonna cut a promo. Brothers and sisters, if you are sick of hearing mumble rap, right? And I'm glad Brothers is getting paid, making money. That's cool. But if you're sick and tired of hearing rap music where somebody's talking about what they have and why they're better than you, listen to my man's music. He has something to say and it has value. And then if you want to see some hood stuff, you could go ahead on and download the video of us getting turned on the Mobb weekend, but that's a whole nother story for another day. But the fact of the matter is, look for a way to support, right? You've heard this brother's story. You've heard him talk about his life, his family, his kids, his journey. We didn't even get into, and we'll probably run it another 10 minutes or so, get into what the music had developed into because of the seeds that were planted by Guerrilla Republic, right? It's not about getting in and getting your spot and doing something with it. It's about getting in and doing your spot, getting your spot, doing something with it, and growing the brand where you can continue to set up. See, one of the things that people don't understand about the African American community is we don't necessarily understand or know how to work in generational wealth, right? Other communities have been able to do that because that's something that's been embedded in them. Us, you heard this man talk about the simple fact that his mom was working graveyard while we was out there tearing up them streets, right? My pops was up at 5 a.m. going to work to try to hustle and grind so we had a roof over the head, right? I was talking with my homegirl about this. This is why we have grit. Our generation, we are the latchkey kids. We are the ones who were responsible not only for coming home and taking care of the chores and making sure stuff was done, but getting your butt in the house, being in before the lights came on, having a responsibility, having that key around our neck. We are the after school special kids. And the simple fact that we sitting here right now in this moment in time, thinking back on the journey and how beneficial it was, that ain't nothing but God. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to our parents.
And answering that phone on that special ring.
bro. Or checking in, call and collect right from the payphone. Hey, mom, it's me. I'm good. I'll be home in 10 minutes. Click. Because don't be late, and don't make that was before pagers and cell phones.
Because you latchkey, you ain't supposed to be answering the phone until she called on that spectrum ring.
Yep.
I'm gonna call the ring twice, hang up,
and then call back.
You call back.
Don't be answering my phone, and don't let me call and it's busy, because you on the phone talking to them fast girls. Because there wasn't no three-way. Could nobody afford no three-way? Don't let my phone be busy. You messing with my money. Anyway, speaking of money, right? We could do this all day. Let's talk about, stand up for me again one more time and let the people see in the screen the quote that's on the shirt. Step back just a little bit. And the shirt says, I know who I am and I'm at peace with my dopeness. And stand up real quick, because I want to see the tag at the bottom. Right there, bang, in parentheses, Bigg Hailo. That's a quote. So Team Bigg Hailo Apparel. Give everybody the rundown, how it started, what you're trying to do with it, and just the whole vision behind it, right? And how people can support. Because, man, that's what we do. We support fam.
Right. Oh, this podcast, man, you're a blessing. And off top, let me just say
Praise God. Amen.
You're a blessing off top. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You've taken care more than your share of your loved ones, along the way.
Y'all held me down. What I'm supposed to do.
You know what I mean? And your grandmoms too. That was my partner right there.
Yeah, my girl. Amen.
But as far as my clothing line came about right after I finished the album. The album was done, and I'm like, okay, I'm not, how you say it? I'm an old head. So
right.
Social media and stuff like that, I'm in there, but I'm not in there like that.
Yeah.
But I've always been in the fashion. Goes back to Guerrilla Republic, but even goes back to the reason why I love fashion so much. My father was one of the cleanest brothers I ever known.
Yes, indeed.
My father, I used to, listen, you know how TV, back in those days, TV was important to us. Like, if a program is on, wrestling, A-Team, MacGyver, Family Time, something caught our attention. My pops, when he's getting dressed to go out, TV off. I'm watching him. Watching him is like watching a movie.
Wow.
He owns everything. It looked like everything came from the cleaners. Nice. He spit shines his shoes. I mean, and when he get dressed, he looks so sharp and put together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so that's I initially, it dawned on me just a couple of years ago why I'm so innate with fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Goes back to my last job as well, but I won't mention them because, anyway. But that's how I got really into fashion. And so I wanted to create my own lane. So I was like, I got my logo. I just woke up one morning and was like, I had a part of my verse. I know who I am. I'm at peace with my dopeness.
Yeah.
I was like, that's my joint. That's what it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
That is it. And then I had two joints. It was I know I am. I'm at peace with my dopeness, and then I'm all mixed up.
No, you good. You good. Keep it real.
Love. What did I say? Oh, stand for love, don't fall for hate.
Yeah.
And that one meant so much to me on so many different levels. Because, whether you like somebody's get down, whether it's lifestyle, whether it's what they doing or whatever, you know what I'm saying? If someone was to hurt them just because of the way they're doing their thing, then ain't no reason to stand for that. You gotta stand up for that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you know, it was a song that came to me too. I wanted to do a dancehall song, and I wanted it to be universal. Like all my music, I wanted it to be able to play everywhere.
Right.
Whereas I'm not offending nobody. Nobody getting shot on my album.
Right.
Ain't no, it ain't bitches and hoes on my album. They out there, but they not on my album.
Yeah, they out there for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
And I gotta tell you real quick, listening to the album, I get a kick out of you sliding in and out of your character. And not your character, right? But just, we're all multifaceted diamonds. I maintain that, right? Each of us, we have a different level. We all been through different things. We see life through different lenses, depending on and based upon the circumstance, right? We pull and draw from certain things in our life and in our history and our experience. And when you be rhyming and you be like, I don't give a F, and then 2 seconds later you say the whole word, and I'm like, you just spelled it F, and you're gonna say it now. You said, and it just cracks me up because it's real, it's legit, and it's like one of them things. We've never been fake. You know what I'm saying? We keep it real. We've always been 100% genuine. Like us or hate us, most people love us. That's cool. For those that don't believe in me, believe me, I could do without. That's what I'm saying.
One of my joints.
That's one of your joints, absolutely. And shout out to everybody who supported my man Bigg Hailo and everything, all of his ventures through all of the iterations.
Can I answer that?
Please.
Okay. The answer to that is, it's always a battle between ourselves. You slip, but then you correct it. Then you slip, but you still correct it. So you know, I'm trying to get it right. I'm still a work in progress.
Come on with it.
That's what I'm telling the people. You might hear that. You know what I'm saying? I know who I am. I'm at peace with my dopeness. Means you don't need anyone else validating how dope you really are. You are dope.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? It's essence of you that no one else has. And if you listen to someone else, they'll try to erase all of your dope essence away because they don't possess those. You know what I'm saying? I know who I am. Wait. What was the one you just said?
Oh, for those that don't believe in me, believe me, I could do without.
Yes. That was so major to me because at one time I was thinking I needed a team, and I'm thinking these people is down with me and these people is not. But in reality, all you need is yourself at first.
Yeah.
You need a team later, but you have to believe in yourself. And those who don't believe in you are hindering you.
Come on.
They'll believe in you once they see your progress. But they not believing you once you run in your mouth, if you or seeing it popping, but it don't really crack like they think you should crack. But then all of a sudden they see the progress, they see you still with it, you consistent. Then all of a sudden they might come around. But by then you're like deuces.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're not helping my situation. I don't want anything from you. Matter of fact, a good ride on, keep going on strong, brother. That's good enough for me.
Amen.
Or don't even say nothing. Just keep it positive and keep it pushing. Be like, all right, that's all right.
And get out the way.
Please.
Yeah. That's what's up.
So I just wanted to I use my music and I turn it into fashion. I turn my the positive things that really spoke a lot to me when I was writing these things down. Everything came to me. My album, believe me, brother, when I tell you, everything came to me, God said. All those, I'm writing on napkins while working. These things are coming to me. He's telling me.
Yeah.
These things, I'm writing them down. Like lyrics that mean a whole lot. Like even, just the way I freak certain things, you might not even know that I'm speaking on something like that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, case in point. Now it's a different, this one is not on the album, but say for instance, these young cats, they talking about everybody rapping like strip hop right now. Everything is so blatant, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Everything is so in your face.
Right.
Nobody's being creative.
Yeah.
About what you're saying.
And no subtlety.
So eat my do.
Right.
I might freaking say, she put her hair up in the scrunchie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you know what I'm saying? Just something ill like she tied a ponytail and put her hair up in the scrunchie, leaned it up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But something like that, and then without even saying what it is, you're like, oh,
yeah.
I know what's going on.
Right, for sure.
The creativity, I think, a lot now is missing. It's all about the dollars. It's all about everything is so microwave, so popcorn, Jiffy Pop, 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 pop. You know, as you know, I come from an era where taking pride in your craft meant something. That's why sometimes it take me a while to finish a verse or to write something down. Like, nah, I ain't trying to say that. But right now, they like, yo, we saying this, and it's gonna bring us money, and we don't care how it's affecting, you know, who's ever listening or the community or whatever. If you're doing that, it has to be a balance. Your whole album can't be that way.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's just, maybe I went off on a little tandem, but.
Oh, look like your phone about to die. Oh, there you go. The camera went out. I was about to say, man, the internet is trying to tell us it's time to shut it down.
Yeah.
I mean, and the hard part about it is it's a hard spot to find a spot to stop. So we'll just put it on pause right now. Put a pin in it, as the old heads would say. My man, Bigg Hailo, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate the time. Like I said, I'll be down there in March. We could catch up, do our best to catch up. At the minimum, I gotta see Moms. Slide on through. I think we're gonna be there for. You know what? No, I'll take it back. I'm gonna be there for about a week because Vanessa's heading out of town to go and celebrate her birthday. So it'll be around March the 20th or so. So I'll definitely catch up with you. We can go.
Come down and see some dudes.
Yeah,
she's a survivor, bro. You know what I'm saying? 2 heart surgeries, and she's still strong, and she's still.
Praise God.
She's still telling me, you know, where to get on and where to get off.
Right. And what you ain't doing right. I need to watch me some Young and the Restless so I could be scooped, so me and Moms could chop it up like back in the day when I was working over at McDonnell Douglas.
Yeah. And she will always be the parent and you the child.
Yeah, without a doubt. It don't matter how old. It does not change, man. And thank God for it. So, bro, I appreciate you.
Black. I wish I was a little more.
Nope.
You know,
nope.
You know what I'm talking about, but
nope.
I be in there.
Unscripted, unfiltered.
We got some.
Yeah, unscripted, unfiltered, and unapologetic, and that's the way we keep it. You know what I'm saying? So, brothers and sisters, again, thank you for investing your time, tapping in to listen in. Go ahead.
Too, huh?
Oh yeah, for sure. Really. Thank you guys again for tapping in and investing your time listening to these 2 old heads talk. Hopefully you found something you found either entertaining or educational, and that's the goal, right? Like I said, we don't have a script. There ain't no filters with us. And we apologize for nada, right? We keep it 100. So, again, check out the links at the end of the video. Support my man, Bigg Hailo, my man, Sherm, H-Nut, the Baggy Eye Hoolum, Harry Sachs. We can go right on down the list of all that good stuff. But
man, I'm an old head, but I still dress fresh.
Come on with it. I know that's right. So, again, thank you, my man, Bigg Hailo, my man, Sherm, H-Nut, the Baggy Eye Hoolum, all that good stuff. The Nutter Butter, all the funny phrases and names that we had for each other back in the day. I appreciate you, brother. Keep continuing to press on and do good work. Continue to make your music and continue to serve the community in the best way you can. And again, brother, in the words of Lando, the immortal words of Lando, you, my brother, truly belong with us here amongst the clouds. So thank you and take care of yourself. Brothers and sisters, tap back in for the next episode of CloudCity Converse. We'll be talking about independent finance. We're going to be talking about how the average individual, despite of what you always thought and heard, can play in the stock market and make money and get yourself set up. Thinking outside the box. We're going to talk to my man, LeVon Smith, another brother from the Mobb who's doing really well for himself. So check us out again on the next episode of the CloudCity Converse. Unscripted, unfiltered, and definitely unapologetic. Peace.
We bring it to you raw, homie, Deuce 4-7. We kick it for the people in the nosebleed section. Hailo is the teacher, so prepare for your lesson. Grab a seat, listen up, school is in session, yeah. We bring it to you raw, homie, Deuce 4-7. We kick it for the people in the nosebleed section. Hailo is the teacher, so prepare for your lesson. Grab a seat, listen up, school is in session, yeah.
I'm off the chain, I'm off the rocker. Two to your chest and get you sent to the doctor. Respect the art, nigga, that's what's proper. Embrace your loved ones and get them haters up off you. You ain't got to stop the bully, just confront the bully. Knuckle his ass up and make him feel it fully. You got the power, you don't even know it.